prosper. Hey, 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 prosper. Hey, 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 prosper. We need to do better for our sons and our daughters. Spock said it best, live long, prosper.
Welcome back to the LLP podcast, Live Long and Prosper. I am your host, Bernard J. Rackley, and I just want to thank y'all for tapping in. Man, it's been a wonderful, wonderful week. Back to my commitments, you know what I mean? It feels good to do what you said you was going to do. You know what I mean? That's one of the biggest ways to build self-confidence, and just keeping those little promises to yourself. And this week, really been back to stepping into my commitments to create, and it feels good. So today we are on another episode of the Friday Flow, which is one of my favorite days because I get to showcase one of my songs that I've created. And today's episode, I'm showcasing a song called Distant Memories. So Distant Memories, man, I got my girl V on the hook. I used to have a plethora of beautiful voices when I lived in San Diego that would just come through and bless some of my hooks. And V, wherever you are, girl, I hope you're doing well in life. But she was always one of my favorites. She had such a beautiful voice, little Latina, beautiful voice, man. But this song just talks about distant memories. You know what I mean? Like when hip hop used to be hip hop. You know, and I like the new music. You know what I mean? I'm not a hater of the new music at all. You know, I like the new young cats. I even like some of the mumble rap out there. You know that, and they be gassing. You know what I mean? They be on that. They be turned up. However, I was born and raised in the '90s. I was born in the '80s and raised in the '90s. So, you know, I got that hip hop to me. But you know, I'm still young enough to dabble in the mumble rap. But you know, back in the '90s, man, you know, hip hop was just pure. And when it was first on the scene, and you had to have bars to even really be respected. You know, man, it's a distant memory now. You know, now you can now things have changed. You know, the respect level is just different. You know, you got to have change. You got to have a certain level of swag. You got to have some things you're talking about, which I can dig. You know, I can respect that. You know, because like I said, you know, when I walked away from music, you know, that's where I was. I was really on some trap. You know, trapping, swagging, getting that bread. Which, you know, now these youngsters, that's all they know in a sense. You know what I mean? No one's really, or the more positive rap isn't being mainstreamed as much as it was in the 90s. You know, and that's not to say necessarily it was positive. However, it was more, I believe it was more of an intellectual, you know, basic. We had RZA, we had Wu-Tang Clan, I was hot, you know, we had Talib Kweli's, we had the Commons that was still putting out some good vibes, you know, in the mix of the NWAs and the Cam'rons and the Dipsets and the Jay-Z's and all that stuff. But even Jay-Z, you know, he treaded that line, and that's why Jay-Z is one of my favorite artists, because he treaded that line so finely. He treaded that line of positive and negative very finely. Like he can create he can put a negative situation in a positive light, in a sense. You know what I mean? So that's why I really love Jay-Z. You know, and I believe that's why Jay-Z is where he's at, because he knows how to play the game. You know, he knows how to play the game. He knows how to give a little bit of negative, but give a little bit of positive as well. So, you know, but yeah, this track, man, it's called Distant Memories, and it has a sample. It has a sample that's similar to one of those Jay-Z songs. I forget what song it was, but it has that old school feel. But that's when I was just gassing, man. It's like once upon a time, rappers used to make sense. Once upon a time, rappers used to set trends. You know what I'm saying? Once upon a time, it wasn't about the dividends. Once upon a time, they used to really get it in. You feel me, man? I remember, man, when I first started rapping, I think it was like 1998 is when I really like stepped on the scene. And me and my boy Bravo, shout out! I just talked to him this morning. My boy Pierre Barclay, aka Bravo. We'll go to downtown San Diego, and they had this place called The Loft, and it was like an underground apartment, this little loft where people just used to get together and do hip hop shit. You know what I mean? From b-boys out to breakdancing, people graffitiing, and then they would have these ciphers. So you know, you just go in there and get in the cipher and just start gassing. That's where I first met the Pack of Blacks and, you know, all the underground hip hop cats that I used to mess with back in San Diego. Man, shout out to the Pack of Blacks, man. Those are my guys. But man, it was amazing, man. I remember the first time somebody called me by my rap name. So when I first started off rapping, my rap name was Drastic. Drunk rarely, always smoking that Endo Chronic. Drastic. So so we was rapping, man, and I was at the loft, and we were rapping, doing our thing, and I lost my wallet. So I lost my wallet, and I'm going back in there. So I go back into the club to try to find my wallet, and somebody's like, hey, what's going on? What you looking for? I'm like, I'm looking for my wallet, and they're like, hey, did somebody find Drastic's wallet? And I remember like just being like so weirded out about it, like, what the hell? Somebody just called me Drastic. I mean, if someone found my wallet, they're not gonna look at the ID and be like, hey, Drastic, my name is Bernard Rackley. So it was very like weird, but it was like, oh yeah, okay, people know me as Drastic. So even now, like when people see me out, they're like Slam or Drastic, it's just funny to me now that I've embraced Bernard Rackley again. It's just funny to hear people still call me Slam or Dras or something like that. It's just funny, but it's just a distant memory, you know what I mean? And it was a great memory. And that's one thing that I'm attempting to apply in my life, is that nothing lasts forever. Nothing lasts forever. However, if you got some good memories out of anything that you've done in this life, I think that's good enough. You know what I mean? And I think in life you have an opportunity to either embrace the good memories or the shitty memories. You know what I'm saying? And hip hop in the 90s has some great memories. You know what I mean? And like I said, I believe music is the soundtrack to our lives. You know what I mean? And a lot of us embrace those memories when we were young and we're carefree. And I believe that's what music does. It definitely creates the soundtrack to our lives. And so that's why I think music is such a powerful tool, because it draws us back to certain memories. And like I said, music was definitely a great memory for me. I'm grateful for all the memories that I do have from creating music and listening to music, man. But today's song is called Distant Memories. Hope you guys enjoy it, man. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. And we'll see you guys on Monday, man. But be positive, dream big, believe in yourself, never give up. Keep going and keep growing, man. Love you all. Have a fantastic weekend. Don't turn up too much. And we'll see you guys back here for Monday. So enjoy the track, man. With no further ado, we'll get into this track, Distant Memories featuring V. Hope you guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. Yeah.
Prosper. Hey, hey, hey. Prosper. Hey, hey, hey. Prosper. We need to do better for our sons and our daughters. Spock said it best. Live long. Prosper.
Yo, this Corey Drums from Ike. Right now, you listening to a Flawless Tracks exclusive.
Once upon a time, rappers really used to rap. Once upon a time, it wasn't all about the swag. Once upon a time, it wasn't all about the cash. Once upon a time, man, we had cheap gas. Once upon a time, rappers sitting on top. Once upon a time, I used to love hip-hop. Once upon a time, rappers really used to think. Once upon a time, it wasn't all about the fame. Once upon a time, hip-hop was making meals. Once upon a time, it was giving out deals. Once upon a time, DJs used to scratch. Nowadays in the club, nobody bring it back. Ay, somebody bring it back. Ay, somebody bring it back. Ay, somebody bring it back. Whoever kidnapped hip-hop, please bring it back. Ay.
Distant memories, distant memories, distant memories. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Distant memories, distant memories.
Yeah.
Distant memories.
Where did it go? Once upon a time, rappers used to make sense. Once upon a time, rappers used to set trends. Once upon a time, it wasn't about the dividends.
Once upon a time, rappers used to get it in. Once upon a time, they used to battle in the cipher. Used to be face to face, now it's just cypher. E-harmony, everything is just cyber.
Where did it go?
Once upon a time, rappers used to be original. Once upon a time, everybody wasn't a criminal. Once upon a time, Wayne had a blue rag on. Once upon a time, Rough Rider signed Drag On. But I don't wanna drag on. But I don't wanna drag on. But I don't wanna drag. But whoever cut the lights off, please cut them back on.